So an AI project for creating artwork. I had a project I was working on. I was trying to create an image of a king on a throne, um, that was really strong and masculine looking and vital, vigorous looking, right? From a from Greco-Roman. Well, that wasn't Greco-Roman. I don't think I put Greco-Roman in there, but my other images, I wanted a Greco. I was trying to get a Greco-Roman look there for their just the way the stock footage came out, right? So the stock footage came out and it looked like it was like that. I wasn't thinking about that right at first. Like this image I'm using for my thumbnail right now, it's not what I wanted. I had to redo. That was just part of an iteration I did that didn't work out right, and I kept redoing it using switching the word order of the words around and changing the verbiage, changing the verbs in it to an adjective. So I was like, I was going to talk a little bit more about antinatalism and how I'm like, when I present myself to the rest of my family, my brothers and sisters, that for me to be like not excited about a baby being born, like, why aren't you excited about a baby being born, right? How come you're not glad or happy that there's a new person in our family, right? I don't think my siblings fully see the gravity of the situation the way I look at life and the way they look at life. And I was using the AI art creation tools. I was using the AI art generator tools. I was using them to come up with similar kinds of ideas as this book presents. Which, like, wow, this book is a fantastic book. I would highly recommend this book. It's on Amazon if you get a chance. It's not that much. And if you take a long train trip or something, you're traveling or you're waiting in a doctor's office or something, you can bring your coloring, bring your pens and your crayons and everything, and color these in. Yeah, I remember I did a video and I talked about some of these, and I was like, oh, they're hard to digest. You know, it's like the same as this one. You know. He had a YouTube channel for a while. He started talking about Theravada Buddhism, and the Theravada, which is it's not really the popular Buddhism, it's monastic Buddhism. So I miss him on in his regular vlogs and his commentary. He was in contact with other YouTube hobbyists, right? They're on YouTube, and you have conversations with them about antinatalism. But to me, it's like it seems like so obvious. It seems like it should be okay. I understand why you are the way you are, my brother, or my cousin, or my uncle. I fully understand why you are the way you are and why your attitude is that way towards like a new birth, towards a new human being on this planet. But I could give you a long laundry list, right? On one side, you do a pros and you do a cons. You know, you take an equal, try to look at every argument that has opposition to it. At least look at it from both sides, right? And try to see, well, maybe there's something about human beings that keep going on and on and on and on, generation after generation after generation after generation into the future indefinitely. Or that maybe you think that it's not good enough, right? You think that this planet is not good enough. You think the economics is not good enough. You think that the health and well-being and education of most people is not good enough. You think it's that it's broken, the environment is broken, the lungs and the recirculatory system and the all of the life-saving properties of our ecology that we live on this planet and share, the water and the air, it's being destroyed. We're killing our own life support system. That's what the human animal is doing collectively, right? So why you're like, oh, hey, let's bring somebody else here, right? And hell's bells, my parents, they weren't thinking about the Cuban Missile Crisis or the nuclear missiles, but the Russians were making nuclear missiles and testing them, right? They weren't. My parents weren't like before they had any kids. They didn't get together and sit down across from each other at like the kitchen table somewhere and say, hey, you know what? We probably shouldn't bring somebody here knowing the way the condition of this planet is or what could happen in the future for these people that we want to bring here, right? That we want to invite here, like it's some great parade. That's this grand, amusement park with fun rides and pretty flowers and little horsey rides and that and swings and all that and nice fun things to do. It's not like that for 100% of the people 100% of the time. Even animals have to suffer. And it's like it's the biological system is broken. It's not conducive to the spiritual growth of common people, right? It's conducive to like greed and avarice and chicanery and spy versus spy and different and really intricate games, heartbreaking situations, as serious, demoralizing and disappointments and aspirations. They get slammed to the ground. They get crushed. And the universe just like it has a giant boot over you, and it's just like coming at you, and it's going to smash you and squash you like a tiny little bug as a human being, right? With your little pea brain, right, of your life, and you think you're so important, and you're not in the scheme of things. Just zip, 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 you're here in a flash, and you're gone, and you're dust, cosmic dust again. And I'm like, you know what? Well, what if we really ruin the earth, right? What if we completely destroy the life support system of our planet? What if collectively all the human beings on the planet destroy the earth and kill it? The only thing left, it's like one of these science fiction movies, right? Where it's just buildings and roads everywhere. There's no plants, there's no trees or shrubs. It's all the only animals that are like animals raised for food. Those are the only animals. There's no wilderness areas left either. And the planet's like all like there's more and more plastic in the ocean. Where there's so much garbage that's been washed out to sea. It's all it's algae blooms. The water is so hot. The Gulf of Mexico is so hot that there's like algae blooms in the ocean, right? It's becoming like a dead zone in the Gulf of Mexico because it's so hot. Sea life can't live where it's too hot. And it's like, well, it's too late, right, to do anything about climate change. That's the consensus of the business community of modern economists. They seem, well, it's not a problem. No one should really worry about it. That there's nothing that anyone or any group of people or any people they'll never be able to get together completely 100% and acknowledge it as a fact and work to remediate the problem, right, of CO2 in the atmosphere. And ever since for a long time, actually, I've been thinking about my own point of being here, and someday I'm just going to fall apart and just drop dead. They say if you're choking to death, to go outside and where the middle of the street is, out on the road or on the sidewalk, like right in front of your house, and fall down if you're choking to death. So I was told to do that.